Joe, this is it. Let's get it loaded. Come on. Come on.
Hi, Miss Sally. Miss Eleanor? Jane?
Now, come on, Joe. If you want to socialize, come in on your own time, do it. Let's get these chores done.
I usually can hit one of those. Hey, how are you, Miss Betty? Good to see you. She's pretty. Hey, here comes the stage. Maybe we let her run there from Adam. Hey, come on. There's a letter on there from Adam, maybe. And will you come on? You know, if you just break down and spend a few dollars, you get a pair of boots that fit. Hey, Charlie, got any mail for us?
No mail on this trip, little Joe.
Hi, Charlie.
Will you be staying at the hotel, miss?
No, I'd like to engage a carriage.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you think anybody want to cover up like that?
Oh, I don't know. I sure would like to get a look at what's underneath that veil.
Yeah, probably uglier than a mud fence.
Oh, look, you want to stand here and socialize or get your work done?
This is it, miss.
Would you mind waiting a minute? I'm not sure I'll stay.
Anything you say.
Doing here? I had no place else to go. Why here? Amelia, we're sisters. I need help. You're the only person that can help me. Come in.
Your life shows in your face, Reagan. And it makes me ashamed you're my sister. I don't know why I should, but I'll help you. However, you'll have to wait until the bank's open in the morning. You can stay at the hotel overnight, and I'll leave an envelope for you at the desk after 9.
That's not the kind of help I need, Amelia.
Well, I don't know what other kind of help I can give you, Reagan.
Please, Amelia.
Please, Amelia. Amelia, please. It's always been Amelia, please, hasn't it? Even now, fresh from your triumphs in San Francisco.
You heard about that?
Oh, yes, I heard. I heard about that incident and all the other incidents, too. People write, Reagan. There are always people to write to you about things like that.
I didn't do anything. I couldn't help what happened.
So I remember that's exactly what you said 7 years ago with Charles.
Amelia, that wasn't my fault.
Wasn't it just? Well, he loved me, Reagan. For 2 whole years, Charles courted and loved me. And the day you came home from school and displayed your feminine charms, he didn't even want me. Well, I don't blame him. Now, you corrupted him like you've corrupted everything around you ever since you've been a child. Judging from your last escapade, you still haven't changed.
I know what I am, Amelia. But I can't change unless you help me. Please, Amelia. You owe it to me.
Owe it to you. Just remember this, Reagan. I don't owe you anything.
Yes, you do. You do owe it to me, Amelia. For all of the love that Father gave to you. The smart, clever one. And denied me. Please, Amelia.
Well, very well. Very well, I will help you. But you'll have to do as I say. And exactly the way I say for you to do it.
Yes, I promise.
Have your driver bring in your luggage.
Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you, Charlie. What'd Adam say, Paul?
Says the assay report in Sacramento was excellent.
Hey, didn't I tell you? When's he coming home?
Oh, not for a couple of days. He's having some meetings with a firm of mining engineers in San Francisco.
Let me see it.
Now, look, Hoss, go get the wagon. Will you bring the run?
Let me read it.
You have all the way home to read it. Now, read the wagon.
Yes, sir. I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Yes, these will do.
You sure these are what you want, Miss Miller? We got a little more expensive line that's a lot more stylish.
This is what I want. This is what I want. Reagan.
Yes, those will be just fine, Amelia.
Well, you'll need several for daytime, and at least one good black for church. Mr. Amos, do you have my pattern in a smaller size?
Oh, I'm sure I can find one that'll suit just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, good morning, Amos. You have my order ready yet?
Yes, sir. Got it all put away out and back.
Good.
Excuse me, Reagan. There's someone I must see. Good morning, Ben.
Oh, good morning, Miss Miller. Good morning.
Say, I've heard a most interesting rumor.
Oh, what was that?
Well, that you're seriously thinking about mining the area above Gunsight.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have been giving it some thought.
I'd like to talk to you sometime about investing in the venture, I mean.
Well, Miss Amelia, you know, mining, particularly silver mining, is so highly speculative. I think you'd probably find much safer investments somewhere else.
Oh, come now, Ben. I'm not some poor widow investing life savings.
Oh, of course not.
No, I'm well aware of the risks involved. But I'm also aware of the rewards commensurate with them.
Well, to be frank with you, Miss Amelia, I just wouldn't want the responsibility of having you possibly lose any money.
Sure this is everything, Miss Cartwright?
Yes, thank you, Ems. Oh, a couple of packs of cigars for my foreman.
Ben, should you change your mind, you would let me know?
Yes, of course I will.
Fine.
That stuff?
Yeah.
Morning, Miss Amelia.
Good morning, Haas.
Your sister chose the same dress materials as you selected, Miss Amelia.
Fine. Thank you, Reagan. Reagan, this is Mr. Cartwright and his son, Haas.
Morning.
Hi, ma'am.
How do you do?
Mr. Amos, please put that on my account.
Here, ma'am, let me take that for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure, ma'am. You know, we didn't even know that Miss Amelia had a sister, so you're kind of a surprise around here. Might say a real nice surprise, Miss Miller.
Thank you. My name is Reagan.
Reagan. I don't recollect ever having heard that name before, but I don't reckon many people ever heard of Hoss neither.
Hoss, that's a wonderful name. So big and strong, just like this country out here.
Hey, bet you ain't even seen our country, have you? I'd be mighty happy to show it to you if you wouldn't mind me coming calling.
I think it was very, very thoughtful of you, Haas. I've not had a chance to introduce my sister to many people out here. I'm sure she'd be delighted to have you call.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
I'll sure do it.
All right. Bye, Haas.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, Miss Reagan.
Joe.
Yeah, Pa?
Didn't Haas cruise that timber up at Gunsight last spring?
Yeah, don't you remember I went up there and found him bogged down in a snowdrift?
Oh, yeah. Where's Haas now?
I think I saw him out on the front porch. I don't think he's doing anything.
Joseph,
Yes, sir.
feet on the floor.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Adam writes there's a firm in Sacramento. Wants us to quote a price on 500,000 board feet of timber. And do you think we could handle that out of the tract above Gunsight?
Boy, that'll take some doing, Paul.
Yeah, well, why don't you ride up there and take a look? We're going to have to clear it anyway if we're going to do any mining.
Paul, couldn't little Joe do that instead?
Why?
Oh, well, I promised Miss Reagan that I'd take her for a buggy ride and show her the country. And of course, she ain't gonna be here long. I just...
Sure.
Thanks, Paul. Then I'll take her hand, just like little Joe taught me, and give her that evil eye of his'n. Then I'll turn to her and I'll say,
Thank you.
get up. What do you think of that?
It's beautiful.
No other place on earth like it. Get up. Get up.
It's pretty azaleas.
Beautiful. Coming up nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, it was a pleasant dinner. Very glad we ate outside.
Well, I thought we should take advantage of the lovely weather. You know, Ben, I don't think I've seen my sister, well, what, content, I suppose, in a long time.
Nor a horse, for that matter.
It's been such a beautiful day.
Yeah, it sure has. Sort of hate to see it come to an end. Miss Reagan, you made up your mind yet?
About what, Hoss?
Well, about not making this just a visit, but settling down here.
Well, I don't know. Settling down has such a permanent sound, doesn't it?
Yeah, I reckon it does, but sort of nice sound, too. I mean, it's one that us folks here understand.
Well, I don't know if it would be right for a person like me.
Oh, sure it'd be right. Why, the right person came along, it'd be right as rain.
Can it ever really be like that, Hoss?
Sure. I mean, you get married and build yourself a house, raise a family. Like they say, grow old together.
Grow old?
That's something you ain't gonna have to worry about for a long time yet, Miss Reagan.
Come on, you two. We're going to have coffee inside. It's getting chilly out here.
Amelia was right. It is chilly out here. Let's go in.
Fine.
You know, I think the Cartwrights actually enjoyed having dinner outside. What were you and Hoss talking about?
I think Hoss wants to marry me, Amelia.
Oh. Well, are you considering it?
Yes, I am. You know, you were right. Hoss is different from any man I've ever known.
Well, did you tell him anything about yourself?
No.
Aren't you afraid it might come up?
Strangely enough, I don't think it would make any difference. Do you know, Amelia? He talked about growing old together. You know, I never thought about that. Growing old. Mr. Cartwright.
Morning, Miss Reagan.
I'm just having some coffee. Will you join me?
Well, I'd like to very much, but I have so many things I must do in town. My son Adam is coming in tomorrow. Tomorrow evening we have a little dinner party at our home, and we were hoping that you and your sister would join us, just family.
Well, we'd be delighted. Hoss has told us so much about Adam.
Well, I'm sure you'll have a great deal to talk about in common. He's just spent the past few weeks in San Francisco.
San Francisco?
Yes, yes. Would 7 o'clock tomorrow be all right?
Yes. Yes, that would be fine.
Good. We'll be expecting you. Morning.
Solly never did find out what happened to his teeth.
Good evening, Adam.
Evening, Miss Amelia.
Adam, I'd like you to meet Miss Regan Miller. This is Miss Amelia's sister. My brother Adam, Miss Regan.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Won't you sit down, Adam?
Thank you.
I hope you brought some good news about the mining venture.
Mining venture?
Hmm?
Adam, while you were away, Miss Amelia expressed some interest in investing.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm afraid it'll be an expensive installation, but I think it'll be practical.
Hey, Adam. Miss Regan here just left San Francisco about 2 weeks ago. Now, I know it's getting to be a big town now, but I thought maybe you might have run into some of her friends there.
Well, I knew very few mining people there, Hoss.
Well, I ran into quite a few people while I was there. Someday, maybe you can tell me who your friends are.
Yes. Maybe I can.
Ah, Ben, thank you for a wonderful evening.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, say, if Adam can get those figures over the house in the morning, I'll get a letter up to my broker in San Francisco. Going to have to convert some of my holdings.
Well, I think something could be arranged. Do you think so?
10 o'clock be convenient?
10 o'clock's fine. Reagan.
Good night, little Joe.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Cartwright. Thank you for a very pleasant evening.
Well, the pleasure was all ours, Miss Regan. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Miss Miller.
Good night, Hoss. Thank you.
Good night, Miss Regan. It's me that should be thanking you. This is one of the nicest evenings I ever remember. Night, Miss Amelia.
Good night, Hoss.
Miss Regan Miller.
Yep. Don't you go getting no ideas either, brother. She's all staked out. That's one of the sweetest little gals I ever met.
Well, you look at him, Pa. He's got the same expression as a steer that's just been poleaxed.
Well, that's probably the expression I had on my face when I was courting your mother.
Well, he's pretty serious about her.
Hmm? Well, it's about time one of you boys started thinking seriously of getting married.
Pa, you trying to get rid of me?
Hey, Paul, I was just thinking, since tomorrow's Saturday, I'm wondering if maybe tomorrow night we couldn't get some of the neighbors over here and have a little get-together and introduce Miss Regan around, huh?
Well, I don't know. It's a little short notice, but I think something might be arranged.
Hey, good. And if I'm real lucky, I might even have a little announcement to make.
Hey, you son of a gun! Congratulations! We were just talking about that.
And now we get rid of you.
Good night, Reagan.
Amelia,
Yes?
could you come in and talk a while?
Well, it's quite late.
Yes, I know that. I just don't think I can sleep.
Probably realize, of course, that Adam heard about you in San Francisco.
I know he did. I could tell the way he looked at me.
Yes, I noticed that, too. He just couldn't seem to take his eyes off you all evening. Or aren't you worried about that?
No, not particularly.
Well, you should be. You know, once Adam tells Hoss about you, that not only ends your chances with him, but all my plans as well.
Well, he's not going to tell Hoss.
And what's to stop him?
I've yet to meet the man that I can't handle.
Well, Adam is not as naive as Hoss.
He's still a man.
And men are your business, aren't they, Reagan?
Yes. Yes, they are, Amelia.
Just remember this. The Ponderosa is my business.
What you don't seem to understand is I don't want the Ponderosa. I want Hoss.
Good night. Adam, I really would like to study these reports just a little longer.
All right, that's a good idea.
Sure you want to stay for coffee?
No, thanks. I suppose Hoss got by and told you about the party tonight.
Oh, yes. He came by quite early to tell us about it.
Oh, so that's why I didn't see him at breakfast this morning. He is an early bird, isn't he?
Well, he's also one of the finest men I've ever had the pleasure to know.
I'd have to agree with you. Listen, I wonder if I could speak to your sister a minute.
Yes, certainly. She's out in the front yard.
Thanks. We'll see you tonight, then.
Bye.
Doesn't look like the same Reagan Miller I've heard about in San Francisco.
Oh, you startled me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
What did you hear about me in San Francisco?
I think you and I both know the answer to that one.
I suppose you've told Hoss.
No.
Well, thank you for that.
Don't flatter yourself. I did it for his sake, not yours.
I wouldn't hurt Hoss.
Then why don't you stop amusing yourself at his expense?
Is that what you think I'm doing?
Well, you are famous for the manner in which you amuse yourself, at least in San Francisco, and from what I've heard from other men.
No, it isn't true. I'm not like that.
Aren't you?
I did nothing to encourage those men.
And what about my brother?
Well, look at me. Do I look as though I'm going out of my way to beguile it? Do I look as though I'm trying to entice him or anybody else? I won't have you telling me what to do.
All right, then I'll tell him.
Tell him what? That the woman he loves is some special kind of monster? That I'm supposed to be responsible for every man that falls in love with me, but I'm not supposed to give any love back? I came here to get away, to be ugly, to be plain, to hide, to get away from everything I've been. And I thought I'd found something here. I thought I'd found someone who didn't want me just as a possession to display or a prize to show how important he is. Someone who saw past all of that and wanted me just for myself. Can you understand that? Is that too much to ask?
No, I suppose it isn't.
You do understand, don't you, Adam? You understand. All I ever wanted was to be loved. Just to be loved.
I understand. It won't work.
What do you mean?
A woman who kisses the brother of the man she's going to marry the way you just kissed me, well, she's talking about a different kind of love. You can't really change what you are, can you?
That's strange. You don't act like you're in a party mood. So Regan Miller finally met her match, did she?
You think I failed with Adam, don't you? Well, maybe I did. But that's because it wasn't me out there. It was something that you tried to make me.
It will cost me a great deal of money, Regan. But I've waited years to see you finally meet a man you can't handle. A man who can humiliate you.
Those are the two driving passions of your life, aren't they, Amelia? Money and seeing me humiliated.
I tried to warn you. But whatever that devil is that's so strong in you, you wouldn't listen. You couldn't take my help.
Your help made me ugly out of jealousy. Your help pushed me at Hoss out of greed. No, we both have our own personal devils to feed, Amelia. But I prefer mine to yours.
Regan, what are you doing?
I'm taking back my own personality. I'm going to show you and Adam how the real Regan Miller works.
Go ahead and prove to Hoss that Adam is right.
It won't make any difference. Not a particle, because Hoss loves me. And nothing anybody says can change that. Now go ahead, get dressed. I'll prove it to you.
There's nothing in this world that will make me go there and see you flaunt yourself.
Oh, yes, there is. Your greed will make you come, Amelia.
Mr. Hoss want to see you in bunkhouse. He very upset about something.
Thanks, Arthur. Pop Singh said you wanted to see me.
Yeah. Where you been?
Well, you know where I've been. I've been over to Miller House to see Miss Amelia.
Miss Reagan. You seen her too, didn't you? Didn't you?
You asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Here we are.
Oh, boy. One thing you know how to make, Pa, that's punch.
Sure do.
What was that?
What's this about? Ask him. What's this about?
Why are you fighting him?
I wasn't fighting him.
All right, why was he fighting you? Hoss. Now, Hoss, I must talk to you.
There ain't nothing to talk about.
Yes, there is. Now, Hoss, Adam wasn't trying to hurt you. He was trying to help you.
By making love to Reagan?
No, he wanted to talk to her.
Sure he did. But he ended up with her in his arms and kissing her. Paul, I'm in love with that woman, and I'm going to marry her. Don't you understand that?
What do you know about her?
No, Paul! What did you know about my ma when you married her?
I knew everything I needed to know about her.
Fine. I know everything I need to know about Regan.
You don't know everything about her. You don't know what Adam was trying to tell you.
No! Paul, I'm not going to hear anything bad about Regan from Adam or you or nobody else.
Son, don't blind yourself to the truth about her.
I don't care about her past.
Oh, it's not just the past. I'm worried about the future.
Yes, fine. So am I. I'm going to marry her. That's going to be my future.
Pa, the guests are arriving.
Well, keep them waiting.
No. They're my guests, and for my party, I'll invite them in.
Some punch.
Hey, Hall, come on, have a good time.
Regan, you sure do look beautiful.
I was trying to look pretty tonight for you.
You're a sight more than just plain pretty.
Well, if you don't like it, I can change.
No. Take a little getting used to it, I reckon. How are you, Miss Amelia?
Just fine, thank you, Hoss.
I ain't never been too good at this, but we'll try it.
I found what I wanted, Hoss. A man, not a pretty dancing master.
Regan, I couldn't help seeing what happened this afternoon between you and Adam. Now we'll just forget that ever happened at all.
I wanted to tell you, Hoss, but I was afraid I'd lose you.
Regan, you ain't ever got to be afraid of that.
Thank you, Hoss. I couldn't stop it. You could see that.
I know.
Sister looks lovely tonight. Very fine dancer.
Yes.
Excuse me. May I? Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Cartwright, I can't dance another step. Could we get some air?
You have been dancing quite a bit tonight. Of course, let's go outside.
really love this land of yours, don't you, Mr. Cartwright?
Yes. Then, of course, I'm rather prejudiced in favor of the Ponderosa.
His horses, too. He often speaks of it as if it were a woman.
Yes. His Hoss loves it very much. Of course, Hoss always sees everything with uncomplicated, honest eyes.
How do you think he sees me?
As the woman he wants to marry.
And, how do you see me, Mr. Cartwright?
Well, that depends upon which Reagan Miller I'm looking at.
Well, do you approve of this Reagan Miller? Or do you prefer my sister's version?
I would guess that the way you are now is the version that most men would know you as.
I see Adam has informed you of my infamous past. Did he also tell you what happened this afternoon?
Yes?
I can imagine what interpretation he put on it.
That's not important. What is important is Hoss. His happiness.
You don't think I can provide that happiness?
No. Frankly, I don't. But my son, unlike perhaps most men that you've known, gives his love freely, openly, honestly, without reservation. And even the knowledge of your past couldn't shake it.
If he can forgive that, why can't you?
I suppose I could. If I thought that you'd really changed.
But you don't believe that?
No.
It doesn't really matter what you think, does it? Or Adam. Because Hoss will marry me anyway.
Yes. Yes, Hoss would marry you anyway. But the love that would forgive you your mistakes in the past would never forgive you those same mistakes in the future.
I won't make any mistakes.
Won't you? Just this afternoon, Hoss saw you kiss Adam.
But Hoss understood.
Did he? When Adam came home, Hoss almost killed him. Now, what do you think would happen if you made that same mistake again?
Hey. What are you two doing out here?
Oh, we're just admiring the night, Hoss. I better get into our guests. Excuse me.
There's a ring around the moon. Could mean it's going to rain tomorrow.
Hoss. About this afternoon.
Reagan. I told you we weren't going to talk about that anymore.
Well, what if I were to tell you that it wasn't Adam's fault? That I'd encouraged him?
You wouldn't do that.
Well, what if I did?
You ain't like that.
I could be like anything. You don't know anything about me. Things like that could have happened to me in the past.
That's all over, Reagan. Don't matter. You don't have to tell me about those things. It just don't matter. No more than you getting all dolled up for this party. It just don't make no difference.
I could tell you things that would matter.
Oh, I know I ain't the first feller. You're the only. I certainly ain't the handsomest. I got a mirror telling me that every morning. Ain't nobody could blame you for searching around for something better. But once you made up your mind that I was the one, then you wouldn't have to search no further. Ever.
Your father was telling me how much you love this Ponderosa. What if I were to ask you to leave it, to go away?
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. What if I just did? I hated it, and I wanted to live in a city.
If that's what it'd take to make you happy, then that's what we got to do.
And leave your father and brothers?
Reagan, when we're married, we're going to do whatever it takes to make you happy.
You're full. You're full. What can I tell you to make you realize what I am?
Stop it. You stop it right now. I don't want to hear no more talk like that. Reagan, you love me, and that's all that counts.
Love you? Haven't you understood anything I've been trying to tell you? If I loved you, that would be the worst thing that could happen. Can't you see that? My love would destroy you, Hoss. Because you'd have to share it with every other man I'd ever meet. How do you know?
Stage is leaving, miss.
One we'll never forget, huh?
Yeah. Let's go home.